Good morning, my name is Lucas and this is Fortis Forums. Welcome to the today's forum. What we have today, like you see behind me, you probably recognize the panel and the camera below. It's the Net2 access control, Paxton access control, and the latest ANPR 7 series camera with the weekend connection. So let me have a look and show you there quickly. I hope I won't break it there. So that's our Paxton controller. Like you see here, really small, tiny, and you've been looking through that many times before, wondering if this panel can actually work with the Hikvision if there's a weekend connection. Yes, it does. You need to have a special software for it, and the same for the Paxton. Also, you need a driver. This driver, it's in the link below in the comments. You can type it in if you like as well, but it's in the description of the video. Also, there's a link for the latest firmware for the camera that will actually allow you to communicate between camera and the Paxton. Like you see here, there's not much into it. Like you have 3 connections. You have the ground, D1 and a D0. The same plug you have on the camera, you just need to connect them all together. Once you have them connected, we're just gonna have a look and see what settings do you need to change on the not the recorder, on the camera and the Paxton itself. So let me put it back for a while here now. You're probably gonna hear some beeping sound from time to time when there's a car passing by my house, because the camera will pick up the reg and it will send information to the Paxton controller. So let me show you where to go and what to change in the camera first. I showed this camera before, and this is exactly the same camera as it's in one of my videos previously, and the only difference is you can see there's a WG at the very end of this model number. That will indicate that this is the weekend connection camera. So in order to connect with the Paxton, you need to have that type of the camera, and this is the latest firmware for this camera. Anything else, the setup of the camera, you just do everything as usual. You just have your road scenery here. There's nothing really, there's not much changes. The only changes you need to be careful and need to make sure you have them done is, you see when you go to the road traffic, there's a weekend connection, and you just need to enable that and make sure it's a SHA-1 26-bit selected. Once you have that selected and saved, that's it. Your camera, it's ready to rock. So now, what would be the reason, like why would have the camera connected to the Paxton in the first place? Like, it's a great kind of tool for the Paxton if you like to have, like, you know, the camera itself has only whitelist and a blacklist. So if you like to enroll people to the camera to open a gate, you will need to import a file. It might take some time. You know, not everyone is like kind of techie and can work with Excel. That's a different story. It's all up to the end user sometimes. But if you have the Paxton on site and you have the doors and the whole infrastructure on site already, you can use the Paxton software to actually control the camera. For example, you have the camera at the main entrance, at the main gate, and you have the whole apartment building, for example, with the Paxton, and every single door it's already with Paxton. So you can get that camera on the top of everything else, connected to another controller there, and connected to one network, and you can send a token of the person that is already in the database to open a gate for them, if you like. So you don't really based on whitelist and the blacklist anymore. You just create your own list and you can modify on the fly with the Paxton software. So it's really handy. We've done it a few sites like this already, and it was done with the previous cameras, with the previous generation full series cameras, but the same, this one, it's fully compliant with the Paxton. and the latest software. So let me show you the actual software because it's really straightforward. Like you see, the camera, it's done already. It's ready to go. You just need to create your zone and everything else. So once you have that, it will start picking up the regis. So let me go ahead and log into the Paxton software now. So there we are. That's our Paxton. Like you see here, it's a Net2 Lite version. And I already set it up, the whole connections and the whole setup here, but I just like to show you step by step where to go and what to change. So obviously when you go to your door, you need to make sure that your door, it's already connected to your software. That's the basics. We won't cover that, but once you have your door, you go and you can rename it as a Hikvision ANPR. I have it here. And also for the reader number 1, you have the Hikvision ANPR, I name it. Really important reader type, you need to make sure you select the ANPR 26-bit and Wigan reader. The same for token data format, you just have to select that. And then you just operating mode, you select the token only. Once we have that saved, that's great. We have the camera with the Paxton controller connected and everything should be going smoothly. But on the top of that, I'd just like to show you how to integrate the camera from the recorder. You can connect the camera itself if you have the storage on your camera, but you can also integrate your camera to one of the cameras or multiple cameras from your recorder. So like you see here, I have the Hikvision DVR system, and in order to get that page, to get this protocols up here, you need to install the drivers. Like I said, they're on the bottom of this video here. So what we need to do is just type it in the IP address of your recorder, username and password, port 8000, the default port, and like you see, I have one camera connected only. So I just connect my camera. I can rename the camera if you like to whatever camera name is. And like you see here, if I click detect, it will automatically detect any cameras connected to this recorder, and you just change the name if you like and click OK. Once you've done that, the camera, it's enrolled to the Paxton. So not only you have the weekend connection, but you also have the camera itself connected that is connected to the recorder. So what we have here now, camera integration, you see there's a camera that is enrolled to our software. You just need to check the box and hit apply. So now the camera is connected to our reader number 1, and any reg plate that will appear on the front of the camera, the reg plate information will be sent to our control panel. But before we go there and I show you the event list, I like to show you the user. So like you see here, I create the user already. In order to create a user, you just give it a name, obviously, blah blah blah. You put the picture if you like, other stuff as well. You have also token. So token, you see here, I create a token with my reg plate of my car here. So once I have that reg plate entered here, that's fine. You can enter different details. Like you see, the events already approached the camera a few times yesterday, once today as well. So you can see the event at what time I was here. And you can tell if that user would be validated for all day, or you can change it if you like as well. So go back to the users again, and just going to create another user. So just forum. We can get the picture. So obviously, picture you can get from your PC, or you can just capture the picture from your laptop. So there it is. I can just grab the picture here, and there we are. So this is me now. So you have all the details that you can enter. Probably you know that already on this stage. If you work with the Paxton controllers, that's no difference. If you go to token type, you have this vehicle number plate. So you're just going to go ahead and put the token number if you like. So then you just add the user, and that's it. So you have the two users This user is just here, and you can just create a new token and a vehicle and just go 1 to 1, for example, the 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there you are. Apply those settings. So this is the token, this is the reg plate associated with this user now. So every user has its own reg plate. You can have multiple reg plates. So if someone has like an apartment building, if there's an apartment building, someone could have 2 or more cars associated with their one of the residents. So you can add more tokens if you like to the person. So it's like brings that the whole Hikvision ANPR to the next level, not just blacklist and whitelist. It gives you a bit more what you can do with the reg plate, how you can manage them. And it's really simple, like you see. So once I have those users connected, I just go to my events list. So you can see the camera's picking up the regis, and all the log is showing here. So all those access denied is showing because the cars that passing by my house, they're obviously not in my database. But if I'm gonna look for my reg plate here, there is Luke, and access has been granted. So I know that this can trigger the relay of the Paxton controller and open a gate, for example. If I go back, you can narrow down the search, and there's plenty of reg plates. So every single one of them will be here. Also, those reg plates, if you have them connected to the recorder, I mean, if the camera is connected to the recorder, will be recorded. So what that means, if I will go with one of the recent ones maybe, and try to see if there's any recordings back here. You just need to be careful with that as well. Make sure the times, the time frame, it's exactly the same. So you can see I can do the playback of the car that has been detected here. It's not an ideal installation, but it's just for a demo purposes. So it's picking up the plate and it's reading the registration of the cars. That's fine, but also it will record on your recorder all the video, and you can do the playback quickly from here, via the log page. And obviously you can go and use the IVMS software on top of it and do the whole thing with the IVMS Vault 200 and retrieve the reg plates and so on and so forth. But for the Paxton and actually viewing, not the viewing, but the triggering the gate, for example, if you like to have and manage much more people and you like to have the integrated system, like I said, the Paxton, all doors that you have in an apartment block and an office or things like that. And the ANPR camera, it's ready for it. And this is 7 series cameras. There's nothing to it but just to update the latest firmware that has been released last month. So like you see here, it's really straightforward. It's really simple. So if you have any questions regarding the this kind of solution, this kind of setup that I have here to show, like, you're always welcome to call our sales guys, and they will look after you. They will tell you all about the price and what do you need to set it up. Like I said, the only thing you need is a access control panel and the camera itself, straightforward, and the weekend connection. So when you place an order, make sure you're going to mention that there's a weekend connection on the camera needed for this setup. And once you have everything ready to go, you can give us a call. We can go through the setup with you once again, or you can watch this video again. It's going to be on the website. And last week I was talking about 100. We passed the first 100, and I have the studio renewed a little bit, like you see behind me. Just painted the wall last night, and it still smells funny here with that paint. But the whole studio will be upgrading. So I'll see you next week. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer all the questions if you had any. Or you can contact our tech department. We are ready to help you. So that was a quick video. Like you see, very straightforward, very easy to set up that kind of setup. So if you have any questions whatsoever, come back to me, give us a call, or email us. So thank you very much again. Thank you for your time, and I see you next week. Next week I have something simple, but not many people know about it. It's a local storage, how to do the backup of the recorder that you currently have on site. So I will see you next week then. Thank you very much. Stay awesome as always. Take care. Bye.